Hello, welcome to the Deal with B, the lockdown edition. This is day 12. I bet you're wondering and asking yourself why is it that there's been a change of backdrop today? And the simple thing is, I generally shoot just before sunset because of the changing weather, like what should I say, changing season because winter's up, it's approaching. I missed the time I was to shoot, so today I'm just shooting indoors. I'm shooting my today's episode indoors. So, as you all know, we start off with what it is that has been keeping you busy during this lockdown. What are you generally up to? With me, you all know where I am part of the foodies group, and that's generally what's one thing that's also been keeping me busy. Honali Memungwe, she's one of the OGs of foodies Botswana. She has not been posting for a while, but generally whenever she posts whenever she really posts really amazing, good-looking things, and the posts are generally foods that she makes for her little boy. She has I don't know how old the boy is, but she always highlights this for him. I think he's either just doing kindergarten or early primary. Her name is Ona Mukhale Bilani. If I'm reading the name proper, but yeah. But she really today she served these crepes with homemade peanut butter, some really was oriental fruits that I didn't know what they are, and her plating is always really nice. Like, and it was just really nice. And then back to everybody else. One thing that that's been trending on social media right now is the Mabi Peloko challenge. Mabi Rabi. It's really been busy going on, and people really talking about who qualifies and who doesn't qualify. But generally, one thing I've seen and heard from them is that for them to come through, you have to call them. But some places, babangwe, but and hell, they're tackling the people that we generally call hustlers because there's no form of income for them. So if you believe you're in that category and you really do need them, just look for the numbers for the, I guess, call the Khosi or somebody, the council or something that's near you. They'll definitely connect you with the relevant people to come check out and give out to evaluate and then give out the package. And the good thing about it, where I really like the initiative one hour. The resources have been used all throughout. First of all, with the hiring process, what they did is they have now apparently people who had done psychology were not meeting the criteria prior Nabumabipelo, but now because of this, but that's how they're getting extra resources. And then also, schools closed not so long ago. There'll also be then, because since schools are going to be closed for a while, that food is now being diverted to people who really need those hampers. And what the minister was saying is generally the whole point is Habatsena, they have to be able to check and see if there's a need. They give the that package honoho. But one thing I was asking myself in the time of innovation, as much as they get the people's names, they get the age and how much they generally where they work. It would be nice to get more information, like if possible wages or some arranging if and it's a way of documenting the informal sector to find out really how does or where does Botswana really get that money, because that's the way we can then, if you're going to use any form of information, diversify into something that we can see how to deal with our economy, because after COVID-19 we really have to do things differently. One other thing is, and about innovation, Boost and all the other universities that are helping out are doing an amazing thing so far, with the drones and the other systems I talked about yesterday. But one key thing that we've seen in developing countries or countries that have been hard hit by COVID-19 is the need for ventilators. Right now, looking at, or should I say, the way they said the number of beds, the ICU beds, the thing, I'm guessing all people out there who are into innovation, it's time to redeploy, like the French company I was talking about yesterday, that generally makes like the pregnancy test, and then decided to turn from pregnancy test to test kits that COVID-19. It's time, yeah, no, let us see what kind of resources we have so that we can now make ventilators just in case that when we get the wave, if we do get the wave for COVID-19, we are ready for it. The ventilators, the sooner the better. Prevention is not really better than cure, because I know right now we're trying to fight for prevention. We could actually help get ahead of this, because that's just what we need. And for future reference, this will be an amazing time to be able to get it out and be ready with, especially with our healthcare, because I believe after this 1,000 beds still in for ICU, the government has to do something really serious about it. But we have around 10,000 to 20,000 ICU beds in the country. That would then show what we are really ready for such pandemics. But a question was asked about the non-residents who are legally in Botswana and who have been making money at the peace job or stuff like that, now who can't make money anymore. I'm guessing even, let's say, even the maids, for example, because I know some people have helpers, Mama Laping, who are non-residents. What is that? What's next for them? Are they part of this package? And then the minister was saying at the moment he's really not privy or concerned about them at the moment, because it's Adila Kanya Batswana Mohoron. And then that's when you realize, wow, okay, citizen empowerment and citizen comes first. And then Hansiri Bwaka then spreads out to so much discrimination that has started spiraling throughout the world due to COVID-19. I know of people who were in some states in India, for example, and they got chased out of their hotels, because as you all know, for those who don't know, India is also on lockdown. So batho ba ntse ba le mo lockdowning yana, batho ba kubiwa, ha ba go police station le one ya ba koba, and they had to go to another state to find accommodation. And just next to it, not so far from it, China likewise, since really busy this week, hitting the headlines with the Africans that they're chasing out of the accommodations that they have. And it's spread out a lot of issues, and especially on social media, people are now wanting to retaliate, because over the years China has put a lot of its investments in Africa. So if any African citizen is being discriminated against, and looking at the fact that it's a thing, like the first case of COVID-19 originates from China, would be one of those cases that then people ask themselves, what does that mean? And also, in a different note, but still in the same line of discrimination, I read an article yesterday talking about people of color, or should I say black people in America, on how they're taking this whole COVID-19 thing. Because from how it seems, most of the people who are hard hit are those people who don't have proper health care, people of color, people on the streets, the homeless people, and generally people who really don't have access to proper medical care are the ones who are hard hit. But the state also brought out it's advisable for people to go on putting on masks, and because most masks now and the people in the front line, people are then just advised to use scarves and bandanas. And we all know, I know people watch Money Heist, I like to believe people are putting on bandanas in such movies. And when you put on a bandana as a person of color and you're going into a grocery store, you look as if you want to rob the store. There are cases in America where people got shot down because somebody was just buying a gun in Walmart. Like the gun is in Walmart, and why it's Chara, and because the person is black, automatically they are thought to be wanting to rob the store. So I know the people were just saying they're more scared of being shot down rather than the fear of contracting COVID-19, which is such a scary thing. Looking at the times we live in, you'd think situations like this, people would act more humane, but it's more barbaric or more discriminatory things are. Because I was thinking about how the Italians are known to be so discriminatory, especially to black people. But when the Cubans came in and the black doctors were coming in, I saw how happy they were, and then they were clapping their hands, and look at the rate at which the curve has plateaued. And I like to believe shortly, in a couple of weeks or so, we then have to get pretty much close to zero, very low cases or deaths due to COVID-19. So please tell me what it is that you're doing to keep safe, and everything that you're doing. Because I really close out again with two things. I already talked about the ventilators. I mean, any company out there, if you know you're making anything similar, or you're making anything that is plastic or anything electronics, anything that really needs motors, see what other companies are, how many companies are out there that you can collaborate and start making ventilators for the country. Because right now it's time that we all need to come together and stand together and fight this pandemic. Please don't forget your neighbors out there. The president has finally also talked about this the other day, about how the number of cases have gone up, and the minister tomorrow they'll be then giving out numbers and statistics on how many calls have really, like, the toll-free number has really gone up because of the number of GBV cases that have risen, of people because now the children and the victims are now spending pretty much 24, 28 like hours with the abusers. And yeah, that's for it. That's me today. And you're asking yourself who's in the background, this little man, if you sleep. So take care, stay safe.